According to the resolution's authors, the state of the rule of law in Poland has been deteriorating for several years by the actions of the Polish government. The European Parliament resolution on electoral law, the Investigative Commission and the rule of law in Poland. The European Parliament reiterates its position that the current Polish Constitutional Court is illegitimate, has no legal standing or independence, and is not authorised to interpret the Constitution, and that its opinion on the amendment of the law on the Supreme Court and certain other laws should be considered null and void. The resolution was supported by Polish MEPs from Civic Platform on the left. PSL abstained, and Law and Justice deputies voted against. The issue related to the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court, has clearly not been resolved by the United Right. After all, this issue has been dragging on for many years. Decisions about how the Polish justice system functions, how the Constitutional Tribunal functions, are determined by the Polish Constitution and the Polish legislature. The European Parliament has no such powers. On the 16th of June, the Sejm approved an amendment to the law on investigating Russian influence proposed by the President. MEPs call on the Polish government to withdraw from this procedure. The European Parliament calls on the Polish authorities to repeal this law, or at least suspend it until the Venice Commission issues an urgent opinion at the request of the Monitoring Committee of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, and to amend the law in accordance with that opinion. For me, when I read it, it was a disgusting resolution. Just that kind of pickiness towards Poland. A bill to create the Commission is being dealt with in the Senate today. Last week, Senate committees, in which the opposition has a majority, voted against the bill. We know very well that investigating the issue of Russian influence in Poland, this is not to the liking of Civic Platform politicians. Under the presidential proposal, parliamentarians will not be allowed to sit on the Commission to investigate Russian influence. The Commission will be able to determine whether a person should be forbidden from performing activities in the public interest. If the Senate rejects the bill, it will return to the Sejm. In the most far-reaching situation, we have a month ahead of us, at best a week or two, and then a commission will be appointed. The authors of the resolution accuse the Polish government of changing the election code 6 months before the elections. The Law and Justice Party proposed setting up additional election commissions in towns with a population of less than 200 and allowing transport for voters where public transport does not function. The resolution called on the OSCE to send an observation mission to Poland for the elections. Imagine that in this OSCE commission, Russia and Belarus can even have the right to be included. Publicists note that the resolution against Poland was also supported by Ewa Kaili and Mark Tarabella, both of whom are accused of corruption. So why should they not support it? These are people for hire, as it turned out, not just for the Qataris or some other people, but I think they are simply people for hire who are expected to vote the way a sponsor or a certain political faction or a certain state simply wishes. The resolution also records objections to changes made to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Administrative Court and the National Judicial Council. It said that they do not comply with European Union law.